to my mom. Hit a bell, like this video.
What's going on, YouTube? I am HotmessNess MUA, otherwise known as Vanessa. And today we are doing a good old-fashioned get ready with me. We're going to talk about some things along the way. I don't know that I'm going to go too deep into any products because it's not really me showing anything new. If it is, I will address it. But yeah, I just want to put some makeup on and talk to you guys, and I got to get ready for work anyway. So that's what we're going to do.
I know.
No, I don't need you to hold up anything. No.
No, I'm just helping you pick.
Oh, so let me know down below. Recently, come here. Recently, Tati uploaded a video called A Toddler Picks My Makeup. Jaclyn is a toddler. Would you like to see that? I don't know what Tati's video was, but it looked cute, so let me know. She'll pick my makeup. Okay? Leave it down below. Anywho, so, oh, there's toner in my fingers. It is my Friday. I am an idiot and woke up too early because there was no creamer, and I wanted to run to the store while the man was in the shower. And I made mention of it the night before, and he made sure to wake me up, and it really pissed me off, even though I told him to do that. I'm like that sometimes. It's a very bad personality flaw. Now, granted, I don't do it to everybody, but I do it to the person that loves me the most, and that's unfortunate for him. Unfortunate for him that he's with someone that's such an asshole sometimes. So, anyway, I got up this morning, I went and I got creamer, and then I just decided, screw it, embrace it, you know, make a cup of coffee with the creamer, and then I stayed up and kind of perused a little bit of YouTube before I had to run a couple errands. All my kids slept until 11. So that was, half of them slept till 11. One of them woke up at 3, and the other two just got up at 5. I am not gonna be able to get them on a normal schedule. It's just not, it's gonna be, the first week of school is gonna be hard. They go back to school on Monday, which I am not excited about. I am adding way too much of this, but you know, just to roll with me here. If I was wearing this shirt for very long, I'd conceal some of my redness, but I'm not. Gotta put the work shirt on. So why pretend when I'm not gonna do it? So anyway, I totally could have gotten more rest, which is probably what I should do. I have been sleeping on the couch. And when my oldest is at his dad's, which he went 2 weekends in a row, usually like he'll go on kicks where he'll stay home, but he went this weekend, and so I slept in his bed, and it was ridiculously good. Oh my gosh, like amazing sleep. I am considering stealing the kid's bed for him. Like, here, I'll take your queen and you can have the California king, because it's just so much of a better bed. Anyway, why am I sleeping in another room when I'm in a relationship? Well, my love snores like a mofo. And you know what? If we go to bed at the same time, if I fall asleep fast enough before his sing-song really takes flight, I might be able to sleep. But I've been waking up in the middle of the night. And once I wake up, because I'm trying to drink more water, thank you, Penny. So I wake up, usually pee, or I just wake up, and then I can't go back to sleep with him. Or when I come home from work at 2, 3 in the morning, and he's in full song mode, there's no way. Like, I've tried. I'll lay down next to him, and then I cuss at him. Or I kick him. I mean, I get kind of mean, like, shut the up. Oh my God, I'm gonna kill you. Like, sometimes you just can't help the things that come out of your mouth. Again, the person that's my favorite human, sometimes I can be just a jerk. So, during the week when I can come home, my work week is Friday night through Tuesday night. So my weekend is Wednesday, Thursday. So when when he needs to go to bed for work, if he goes to bed before us, I'm on the couch if the kids are all home, or Ryan's room. If we go to bed at the same time, sometimes I get lucky, and there's been a couple times where he slept on the couch, and that's been okay. But I'm telling you, my son's bed is the bomb, and that has been nice. It's funny when you get older. I remember thinking as a young person, like, who doesn't sleep in the same bed? And then you get to the point in your life where you're like, sleep is amazing, and I'm going to embrace it and get it however I can. Except today, when I should have taken a nap and did not. So I like to use the Hollywood Flawless filter, kind of like a layer, because it's like super glowy. I don't know even if this was the right shade, if I could wear this foundation just on its own. I kind of want to know, but I don't think so, because as time wears on, it becomes more and more dewy. And I don't like to set my whole face with a lot of powder, because, you know, fine lines and wrinkles, stuff like that. So I like to put on a layer of this, and then I add a little bit of it into my foundation cocktail. What else was I going to tell you guys? Sleeping in couch or the bed. Oh, I started doing Samantha March's little challenge. She's doing like this month of like be a better you kind of thing. And she has a little calendar that I signed up for her email list, and it sent me the calendar, and she has a little video every day on whatever the challenge is. And they're simple challenges, like text a friend. That's it. Wake up early. Up your fitness level. That kind of thing. You want to know what up my fitness level was? I mowed the lawn. I counted that as my fitness for the day. Hey, you got to be the best you can be within your realm, you know? Like, I'm not going to go downward dogging it for 20 minutes and then be a wreck. I'll get there eventually, but it just wasn't today. So I thought that was a pretty cool thing that she's doing on her channel, because it's like awareness for other things beauty, lifestyle related, that make you beautiful. Makeup, internal, and you feel better. You feel like a better human, and then you feel like you look better too. It's kind of a weird combo how those things are. And I thought that was neat. I was following that. So if you don't know what that's about, I'm mixing Osmosis in golden medium, a little bit more of the Flawless filter, and my It Cosmetics CC cream in medium neutral. I'll mix them all together and make a little mixy baby. And I start with kind of rubbing it in, and then a beauty blender that is. So anyway, if you weren't aware of what all that is, I will leave her video down below. It's never too late to start. I've been posting on my Instagram, you know, when I remember, in the story part, like, oh, this was today's challenge and I did it. But I think it's cool, because you could start with hers, and then the following month you could make your own for your personal goals. And I think that's kind of where I've been lately. Why I've been feeling kind of me about makeup, and I'll get into some YouTube stuff, my own personal YouTube stuff, a little bit later on in this video. But I've been struggling a little bit with that, and this is kind of a new interesting thing within content, and it just makes you think and feel and be more present. And then again, like, I could do one for next month on my own after you do something that someone else curated, you know? So I think that's pretty cool. I also accidentally fell upon Jeffree Star's reveal video today. He's coming out with a part 2 collab with Morphe. And I have to say, I was really surprised that he decided to do an eyeshadow palette when he has his own formulas, which in my opinion are far superior to Morphe. Now, I would know that Jeffree Star has his cosmetics and Morphe is their own, so, but still, you put your name on something, and the expectation is going to be there. So I was a little surprised that that's what he went with. Honestly, you want to know what I thought it was going to be? I thought, because of all the drama channels finding like Morphe's import records, I thought that he was going to be the one to take over the brows. Because of all the Jaclyn Hill drama, I figured that they were going to pass the collab off to somebody else. And I just thought that it would be him. And that wasn't the case at all. So he's coming out with an eyeshadow palette that looks like, Karen Harris said it looked like a cross between Blood Sugar and Alien. And to me, it looked like filler shades that you would see in Alien, a little bit of Jawbreaker because some of them are colorful. When he said that each row was kind of a look, I could see that, but there were a lot of similar colors. And then he's got a brush set, and he's bringing back the sponges, and now he's got his own setting spray that smells like strawberries. My number one thing, because now I'm realizing to look at ingredients, I'm wondering what kind of ingredients are in that setting spray. He claims that they're better than the original. And then I thought to myself, is Jeffree Star becoming the new Jaclyn Hill? And I'm not just talking about Morphe. I know that he took a break. Now, if I showed you how he's done his videos lately, it might make more sense. He had like a month where he didn't do very many uploads. He showed us the concealers, and then he went like a whole month of no uploads. And I understand, you're going through a lot, you know, someone stole and leaked your product before you got to. I mean, ABH has to deal with that all the time. I mean, they dealt with the stealing, and they dealt with someone leaks their palettes every time. And then it makes sense that maybe you wouldn't want to film, or he's packed up all these other things in his schedule, and everybody gets burnout. But lately, it kind of feels like Jeffree Star pops on to sell a little bit. And not that there's anything, yeah, there is something wrong with that as a creator, but you know, we saw it a lot from Jaclyn Hill, right? She just kind of would go away, and then she'd come back and give us a video, and then she'd sell us something. And with Jeffree, I kind of noticed the same thing, except there was like 5 uploads in between one of the sales. Now, if I could show you his uploads, it might make more sense. But he showed us the concealers, and then there was one video, and then he showed us the glosses, and there was a couple videos, and then he showed Jawbreaker palette, and I think he had 4 or 5 uploads, and now it's this Morphe collab. It just seems like there's a lot of selling happening for him, and we're not seeing any looks from him anymore from his palettes. Now, the one thing I have to say, I think James Charles is annoying. I don't watch his channel. Actually, I was going through and cleaning my subscriptions today, and I had unsubscribed from him a while ago, and while I was going through and doing a little cleanup, because, you know, sometimes you just want to see the people that you watch. Where was I going with this? Oh, cleaning people out. I noticed that James Charles, I was subscribed to him, and I was like, no, I unsubscribed from him. This is so weird. And there were quite a few channels that I've never ever subscribed to that I was subscribed to. And I'm not talking like the kids got on and it was a, you know, cartoony kind of channel. Some of these were bigger YouTubers that I've never even seen a video of theirs before. And I'm like, is YouTube subscribing me when I don't want to be? Is something going on? Because I have some YouTube conspiracies. I'm so naive. I believe that everybody can grow and become something on YouTube organically, and then some things just go, yeah, if you become best friends with the CEO of YouTube, that could happen for you too. So anyway, the thing I have to say about James Charles, and it was kind of a flaw too, but man, every look after that palette came out was with that palette. And so if you were somebody that bought that palette and was looking for inspiration, you are going to be able to get it, because he did video after video after video. Then it was the point where it was like, dude, could you use something else? It'd just be refreshing. Now it just feels like you're only selling us one thing. So there's that fine line, right? But if you go back into time with Jeffree, when he would come out with a palette, you get a couple looks from him. Even if he brought on like Mitchell or Lipstick Nick, and then he would do some looks with a palette, and it feels like that's not happening with his products anymore. It feels like he's showing us the product and then he's moving right on. And we didn't get one single tutorial using Jawbreaker, any of the collection, not one. There's not been one video that was dedicated to a look for Jawbreaker. I'm like, dude, you're selling us this. And it's kind of relying on the people that do PR or the people out there that buy the product that want to be seen to do looks. But when the person that creates the product is also a YouTuber, you want to see them use it. And I think that we might have gotten one look from Alien. And we got more looks, I think, from the Thirsty palette and the Blood Sugar palette than we ever did these newer collections. So I don't know what's going on with that. But it's kind of one of those things that I was like, all of these things lining up has made me feel like he's kind of becoming the Jaclyn Hill, you know what I mean? It's like, oh, let me pop on camera and sell some stuff. And it also has some Morphe behind it. Do I want to buy this new collab? I'm intrigued. I haven't even done videos yet with the other stuff that I got from him. I just haven't had the chance to sit down, and at this point it's far enough in the game that people aren't necessarily looking for the swatches, so I have to come at it in a different way if I'm going to film with those products. I have a couple ideas, but it's just, you know, time. You need time. So that was something I was thinking about. I'm like, that's a thing. That's interesting to me. So thinking about that kind of thing, it just kind of makes you wonder, and kind of disappointing, because I like to watch him as a creator, and I've been less and less interested. I don't know. Does it mean that in some kind of way I'm outgrowing Jeffree Star? I don't know. I mean, if that's the new direction of his channel and it's all going to be almost like Jake Paul-esque, like, look how much money I spent. Not that he's all that way, but it just feels like a lot of challenges and less makeup tutorials. But maybe it's just the phase, I don't know. I know that him losing his dog was very hard on him. And for anybody that has to go through that kind of loss, especially people that are dog parents, when you have an animal that becomes like your child, I know that that can be really difficult. So that was my little thought on that. This stuff is so good. Thank you, Angie, for suggesting it. I really am glad that I have a good yellow powder now. I need something to set my face with. I don't know if you guys had this pop up in your feed, but you can let me know down below. All of a sudden, you know, I watch makeup content, a little bit of drama, and then I kind of, I like to watch Ready to Glare because she is a commentary channel, but sometimes it's less about drama and more about other things in the world, and I find her very interesting. And recently I've been watching people that own a Puma. I think that's cool. I don't understand a damn thing that they're saying, but it's a cute channel. And lots of skincare stuff. So, all of a sudden, in my recommendeds, pops up this girl with a channel about living in her van. And I find that fascinating. So I subscribed. Of course, I don't think anything of it. She has like 20, 30,000 subscribers. And I didn't think it was weird that it popped up in my recommendeds, because in the past, I have watched tiny house videos. I am fascinated by that. While I am in no way a minimalist, maybe deep down inside, there's a part of me that would love that. I mean, to be able to just break off the grid or live in a tiny house but have all this beautiful property in really nice places. I always found it really fascinating, and I would joke with my man all the time, when you die, I'm gonna live in a tiny house, because there's no way a 400-pound man who's 6'5" is gonna be able to live in one of those tiny houses. We're morbid like that. So then she posts a second video talking about why, like a Q&A, okay? I guess in between the time that she posted her first video and her second video, she blew up and hit 1 point something million subs. She hit 1 million subs in an unprecedented amount of time. I in no way think anything of that. I don't think it's a conspiracy theory. I think brilliant. She's done a video, she's captured people's attention, and she's popping. It wasn't until a creator, I've been living in this stuff, a creator video series channel that I watch on occasion, because I'm subscribed to quite a few of the channels that talk about how to grow your YouTube channel. And he was one I don't see very often, but his whole thumbnail and video was like something about this girl in the van, and I remember thinking, oh, I just subscribed to her. And he's like talking about how it might be staged. Like, there's a couple different theories with this girl, that she actually has a team and management behind her, and that it's not organic. People are saying because she's pretty, or because she's doesn't look like somebody that lives in a van. Although I think that that's kind of silly. If I lived in a van, I would probably still put on makeup, but I don't know, maybe over time I would do less and less and less. But she's just really well put together, this girl. She's really beautiful, outgoing. She didn't stumble at all when she made her video. If I go back into my old videos, there was a lot of, and you have like it takes time to learn to talk to a camera like you're talking to a human. It takes time to learn to know that what I'm putting out right now is my conversation to somebody on the other side. Yes, it's later on whenever I upload this, but it's not always natural. It definitely isn't essentially natural, right? But she just spoke beautifully, but it didn't seem scripted to me. But these were all theories, right? That she couldn't really live in a van, how could she have put that thing together herself? And I'm like, I don't like that kind of thought process from people, period, because I learned just about everything on the interweb. I learned how to change the brake light bulbs, which may sound silly, but I'd never done it before on my car. I have learned how to take apart my bottom sink to clean out a drain, and I also learned how to fix a sprinkler, literally digging a hole, buying the replacement, getting in there, the whole thing, right? So if I had my brain absolutely focused on I'm going to buy a converter van and I'm going to convert it, I know I could do it. Now, their whole thing is, well, why didn't she film it if this was always her idea and blah, blah, blah. So you see both sides. The other side is people are saying, no, like me, she just did it. But the comment that really pulled it all together from this guy's stream, his video, why he thought that it might be being pushed out by YouTube to us, somebody that doesn't watch, the van community, or it might have popped up to other people who watch, I don't know, games. That YouTube is placing that content for you. Now, I always thought that YouTube did it a little bit with the big YouTubers. I didn't think it would be something like, oh, here's a channel that we want as an experiment to grow, and we're going to put this in everybody's recommendeds that watch this type of video. I thought, man, if that's real, which, I mean, think about all the conspiracy theories and things that are really real, like Big Pharma runs the United States, not anybody else, and those kind of things where you kind of know that they're true, but you know you can't change it, so why bother even worrying about it? But with YouTube, there's this dream about it that someday you too can be successful, whatever your success is, whether it means you can quit your job and do YouTube or whatever your success is, whether it's numbers or whatever. There's that dream behind it. And once you find out that something like this is really a thing, I don't want to take anything from that girl's channel because I enjoyed her content and I can't wait for more. But if you really went in and looked up van life, and there are tons and tons and tons of people that are RVing or vanning it or whatever, why did this girl's pop up in all kinds of people's recommendeds? Is she connected to people? We don't know. I don't know. But it kind of made me sad. And it kind of made me really feel like you're always going to be at the bottom until enough people find you. Not to give up. You keep doing it because you love it, but you just find different reasons instead of that this will ever be my full-time gig. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Okay, I personally think that my eyebrows are really boring, so I'm gonna do that and then I'll come right back. So the eyebrows are not even closely related at this point, but I don't care. Now we just wanna get it done. All right, so I can't find my other primer, so we're gonna hope that this one isn't old and crusty and dusty. Also, my brushes are dirty. I'm gonna be using, I think, this palette for the most part. Karen, I know you said I don't need it, and I missed it on all the sale days. And then there was a random one day, and I decided I'm gonna do it. And you know what? I like it. So far I like it. It's pretty basic, but I like the 4 basic shades in it. All right, on to the next topic. We're gonna talk about how my boob is showing. So the other little kind of YouTube issue that I'm having, which isn't really kind of an issue, you're not really supposed to, you're not supposed to talk about how much money you make on YouTube. Oh yeah, this is gonna be pink because there's pink on it. So might as well distribute the color on both sides. So that's not what I'm doing. What I am explaining is that my Adsense has been doing really weird things. And I sent pictures to my friend, Karen Harris, because I was like, hey, this looks weird to me. And I also sent them to Penny. And Penny was like, yeah, mine shows that too. So when you look at the little number, it's saying zeros all the way across. And this came up in June. And I was like, wait a minute. So now I'm not making any money on my videos? Because I noticed that nowadays when you put up an ad on YouTube, whether you're putting it on your own channel or it's somebody else's channel, there's 2 ads that play. 2, not 1. So 2. So it wasn't like one of those revelations like I'm gonna quit YouTube or I'm not gonna make videos anymore. But my first thought was, why in the hell would I put ads on my channel if I'm not getting any ad revenue? Like, that is a waste of time for my viewers, and it's a waste of, that's silly. That's just silliness, right? So Penny told me that hers kind of looked similar and I didn't think anything of it. Well, it takes me, I don't get a check every month. There's a threshold to when you get a YouTube check. So that kind of tells you where I'm at. It takes me longer than a month to get paid. So I'm thinking, okay, I'll probably get a check. So my regular analytics on my YouTube studio is showing you should have made estimated this amount. So I go over to Google AdSense, and the same number from June, it says, you know, amount like owed to you was June, and then that same amount was July. So not that they were both the same amount. No, that same amount got transferred over. So it's saying I made 0 in July, and then August 0 as well. So it says the same number for all three. The thing that frustrates me is I have no way to contact, and then if I go into my live analytics, it's showing the same number that's on my TubeBuddy that I am actually earning. So I don't know if it takes them like an extra month, like if July is just gonna take a little bit of time to show any earnings to the actual Adsense, where they're the ones that actually would send you the check. If something's wrong with my analytics, both live and also on the app that I use to see what, if you guys are watching, how many people watched, yada yada, comments, that's where I check my comments. If it's taking a month, that's why June is the same number and July is zeros and August is zeros, or if something's really wrong. But I am not big enough on YouTube to contact anyone. I'm gonna grab still shot. See, when you have a problem with your AdSense in the little partners area, you have to earn an email, like to contact them. You have to earn that. You have to be a big enough number, earn enough money, I don't know, probably both, that you can contact them for questions. But because I'm not big enough, all I can do is go into YouTube forums. That's what I have available to me when I have a problem on YouTube, is forums. So I have to go and research myself, and so far I found nothing on the forums. And it's just frustrating. I mean, I could imagine if YouTube took every single person's questions, or AdSense or whatever, that would be a pretty big department. And I'm sure people would probably ask silly questions that they could find the answers to. But I cannot find the answer as to why I'm not earning for July and August. What does this mean as a creator? Or even for my content for you guys? It really means nothing. It wouldn't change the amount of times that I uploaded or made a video. It just means that I would demonetize my channel. Not demonetize, but I would not put ads in any of my content anymore, because why would I? Now, flash backward to when I got paid the last time. It was in June, but it wasn't for June, if that makes sense. And in June, I was showing zeros. So I guess I just have to go into August and maybe the end of August if it's still showing zeros for all of July and all of August, then you'll know, because there will be no more ads on my channel. I don't see any point in putting ads and making you guys sit through that if I'm not actually making any money off of it. That's just silly, right? So I find it so frustrating because, it takes you a certain point, a certain amount of watch time, a certain amount of subscribers to finally earn. And, it's not a lot per video because your CPM is lower. Your CPM is lower because, you're not taking in the views like a Jake Paul or a Tana, or even some of my friends on YouTube who are getting quite a few more views than I am. And that makes sense. Everybody's gonna have kind of a different tier. And I don't expect to make the same amount of money as somebody much bigger than me. Not at all. But I do expect to understand why I'm not, unless I'm just jumping the gun and maybe in a month, the numbers for July and August will pop. But right now, it's just like this in-between phase, and it frustrates me. And the first time I saw those zeros, I had those videos that I put up at that time. I didn't have any ads on those because I automatically thought, my channel's not monetized anymore, and I don't know why. Even though when I click on everything shows me good, no strikes, no anything like that. So I know that's like a long haul if you're not a content creator. I kind of just babbled out a lot of just bluff, blah, 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 like diarrhea of the mouth, right? But really, all it's letting you guys know, in the future, I'm gonna play for a little while longer. I'm gonna keep, you know, the ads on the videos for now. And then if, you know, the end of the month, they're all showing up 0, I will not have ads on my channel anymore. And then maybe someone along the way will be an angel and explain why that's happening to me or has happened to me. If you know anybody that's complaining about that, let me know. So, also the other thing that I've been frustrated with on YouTube, I always thought it was silliness, like when content creators would be like, YouTube isn't notifying my people, you know, you guys aren't watching. I always thought, no, that's not it. People just don't want to watch you anymore. But I have gone through the same thing. Like, I don't know how many people have notifications on. I don't have that. I haven't figured out how to check that yet. But my views have gone down quite a bit. And you automatically assume that it's content, but you can look at the same kind of content and be like, oh, it's the same kind from yourself, and it's not getting views either. So I don't know if I've been affected by that as well or not, but all I can do is keep going because I love to do this, and that's really all it is. But with all of that being said, my dreams of someday quitting my job and just doing YouTube full time are definitely changed. Like, my thought process on that is changed, because I feel like if YouTube is the one that decides who makes it, like the bus van girl and the demonetization, even though I'm not demonetized, but I'm not currently visually seeing that I'm making money via AdSense. Does that make sense? So I'm feeling a little defeated by the man, and it makes me understand why people go to other platforms and why they try new things, because you're like, there's got to be a market for me somewhere out there. So that has been my kind of personal journeys and feelings with YouTube and my own wave of creation. But I still want to make videos. Like, even if I was doing it and I'm not making any money, like now, I'm still here because I love you guys and I like to do this. And honestly, this is a kind of therapy for me, and it's good for me. It makes me better. It makes me better for the other things that I have to do that are monotonous. It's good. It's good for me. So know that you guys are good for me. What was the other thing I was going to tell you guys? I was going to tell you guys some TMI, and now I'm wondering if it's probably too much. I'm going to do it anyway. So I don't know if you guys have ever been through this. I'm going to try to grab some of these colors, and because I did the purple. I don't know if I'm going to muddy this out, but I'm going to try anyway. So I'm in the shower and I get out. I'm just going to work this mostly in the crease, just deepen the crease area a little bit. I'm getting out of the shower. I'm about to dry off. And you know how there's something about like a little bit of blood in water? I am warning you, TMI. A little bit of blood in water and you're like, oh my God, who's dying? Someone's dying. I kind of experienced that. So I'm in the shower, but I'm toweling off. And I use the towel, and of course it's a white towel, and I'm going like, and I look at it, and it seems like there's blood everywhere. You're like, oh my God, what did I slice off, and where do I need stitches? Nothing hurts, so what's going on? And I'm kind of looking around. There's nothing dripping from the legs or the arms. What is happening? And upon, like, I gotta really further inspect, and I must have nicked myself on the lady bits, because, you know, it is the middle of summer and you want to be able to put on a bikini at any time. And I thought, God, does anybody else go through that where you see, like, how does blood look so crazy when it's really not that much blood? It was like barely a little nick, but it just kept coming and coming and coming. Have you ever been through that? Where you're like, holy cow, this is bad. No, it's not. You're just crazy and you have a little bit of blood and water. So more TMI. I am now oiling myself after I thought I bled to death, because I like to put oil everywhere. And then I layer myself with like a body butter, okay? I'm gonna grab, good is gone, I think. And so I'm layering up all the lotions and oils so that way I'm not a dehydrated mess. And I look down at the ladies. I don't really have ladies. I have what should be ladies. And I'm being, completely honest. I have had 5 children who I breastfed, and I don't pay my boobies much mind because there's not really anything there. It's like they're little flattened pancakes with nipples on them. Can you say nipples, or do I need to bleep that out? And I thought, I haven't, spent any time with them or focused on them because I'm almost separated myself from my boobs because I don't like them. I don't like them. I really should just do myself a favor and get a boob job as soon as possible, as soon as there's money, because I really have separated myself from them. I don't like them. I think that they just look strange. It's just not a good thing, right? But every once in a while, you got to put lotion on them still because you don't want them to be dried pancakes. And I kind of, making sure that you didn't have like a random hair or something growing out of your body in weird places. And I couldn't help it, but I looked at the nips and I'm like, what is that? What is that? When you breastfeed babies, you open up, the boobies are like, they got giant like pores in them, right? So the milkies can come out. And when you are currently breastfeeding, sometimes the milkies will get kind of stuck in the pores. I told you it was TMI. And I'm looking down and I'm like, is that milkies? What in the world?
Mom,
What?
you're saying I like a boy.
Do you like a boy? By the way, Troy did like a boy last year, so anyway, I'm looking at the nips and I'm thinking that I'm seeing like the residual white crust. I'm making this sound really bad. I mean, you really have to look. And I'm thinking, is there milkies in there still? Like, what in the world? What kind of nonsense is this? So, I had to squeeze them. I had to see if something came out. And lo and behold, I got a little squirt on this side. And I'm like, first of all, how in the hell would milk still be in there? You're supposed to dry up after 10 days, but you can still get liquid after 3 months. And this is what I'm thinking, because I knew of a girl that her doctor said she had to wait a month after breastfeeding to get her boob job. Some doctors like to wait as much as 6 months, but that's as much as I knew. I didn't think anybody had to wait a year or anything like that. And I'm like, there is no way. There's no flipping way that there's milkies in there. And I am tripping out. I'm thinking all these things like, what is wrong with my body? What kind of freakazoid am I? Like the only person on the planet who can't get rid of the breast milk and has no boobs. Like, how unlucky am I, right? So I'm already thinking kind of the worst, and I get on Google, and the very first thing that pops up is like, you could have leakage if you have breast cancer. And I'm like, oh geez, here we go. This is why you don't go on the interweb. And then I found a really good article from a registered nurse who said that it can actually happen to anyone. Young, old, whatever, can have some kind of boobie discharge. You can have it when you're hitting puberty. You can have it when you are pregnant. You can have it when you're breastfeeding. You can have it post, like right before menopause. So I was hoping maybe I'm getting menopause early, or probably not. Or you could have it during menopause. Some people just have it. I want to know. Just leave the comment down below, milky. Just leave me milky if you've seen some kind of boob leakage that might have freaked you out. It freaked me out a little. I was like, you know those thoughts like, oh my God, could I be pregnant? And that's impossible, first off, because you got to do something in order for that to happen. And we already went over the whole thing of how I sleep in another room. You know, I got the IUD. I don't need that kind of evil in my life. I don't need to be blessed with any more beautiful offspring. But yeah, very, very dramatic. Very, very dramatic. What do we want to try? Big sky? Go a little bit of like awkward blue on this? Let's try that because I want it to be a little bit lighter. Do we wet it or do we try it dry first? We'll try it dry first. I probably should have cut the crease, but I don't care that much. You know, I still have to manage to find time to do my hair. Although I am liking the wavy wet look these days. That's nice. You are right. Karen, this is such a basic palette, but I really am enjoying it. The basicness of it. They just put out a memo at work and it's like standards for appearance. And I mean, we've always had these same appearance rules, okay? But nobody prints them out and passes them out. And when that happens, that usually means someone's on a kick. One of the things said, extreme lashes are inappropriate. Obscene, extreme. And I was like, well, what is your definition of extreme? Because some of my very nice lashes that I like, I mean, maybe they're not the ones that look like my face is gonna fly off, but there's some that I like that are pretty intense. I could imagine somebody being like, you need to go home and here's your write-up for your eyelashes. And it was all about women and what kind of makeup they can wear. But it didn't say anything about men in makeup. And I know this is a fairly new thing to the world, but we did have a boy that worked there, not in my department, but another department, and he wore a full face of makeup. But I'm talking full beat, big lashes, extreme contour. He always looked really nice, but it was a lot of makeup. And now this thing is talking all about, you know, professional makeup. And now I'm worried. I'm worried that it's gonna happen, that, you know, someone's gonna tell me I need to tone it down. And that's gonna make me very unhappy because this is my expression at work. This is a little bit of my artistry, my zen time. And this isn't even crazy, but I could imagine someone saying that, you know, it's not browns and very simple makeup. But it will be a man that makes that decision, won't it? Someone that doesn't wear it, which is frustrating, very frustrating. That's pretty. I'm gonna throw on some extremely obnoxious lashes anyway. All right, grab something small. I'm just gonna dust some kind of a color on the lower lash line. And some lips and stuff, because I still have to find something to feed my children. God, why can't they feed themselves? At this point, come on. I'm gonna take the boring, kind of neutral, mustardy, brownie kind of shade. So yeah, that's life in a nutshell. I think I covered a lot here, guys. It's gonna be a long get ready with me. And for that, I kind of apologize for. Dude, I almost caved today. I almost caved and bought the ABH foundation and the Jackie Ina palette. I don't really care for Jackie, but I don't, how do I explain it? I like Jackie, but I don't. Does that make sense? There are things about her that I'm like, what's your problem? And sometimes I feel unwelcome on her channel. Is that how you would say it? Like, you kind of feel like you don't belong, would you say? I don't know. Maybe it's not a place for me anyway. I do like her reviews, but she's just her own person, you know? So I didn't not buy the palette because of her. I just decided to just put the halt on it. Like, girl, just wait. Just wait. Get it later. Buy it on sale. You know you're gonna buy it. Just buy it on sale. So yeah, I think that's it. I'm gonna put on liner, lashes, all that jazz, then I'll be back. Because you don't care about that stuff. Okay guys, I put on some like half lashes. I cut these too small the other day, but I like them because I just do. Now I'm gonna try to not put too much of this orange ass blush on. Ooh, lordy, it's a pigmented. That's too much. How come one pass was fine and then the second pass too much? Oh well, that's fine. It's fine. We shiny and we like it. I'm such a liar. All right, guys. Thank you so much for being a part of my Get Ready With Me, talking about just some things in life in general. You know, because that's what this is all about. This is our community, and this is what's going on with me, and I like to let you guys know, God, I should just don't touch the hair. It's fine, just don't touch it. Anyways, thank you so much for watching this Get Ready With Me. I know it was kind of long. I covered a lot of topics. I hope I didn't sound like I was bitchy about the YouTube stuff. It just is, and I want to let you guys know in case, you know, anything looks weird around here, then you'll know why. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Mwah. Bye. Don't forget, you can subscribe down here, and for more videos, click over here. Possibly there. There's places to click. Click them all.